Manny MUA.
Hey.
Hey, Manny MUA. Yeah.
And we are here today to bring you a new episode of Rapid Fire. We got some topics today, honey. They're hot.
The hot topics are here and we're hot.
And we're hot. They're hot. Everyone's hot. I don't know what's going on. We're actually filming on a Wednesday instead of a Tuesday, so we have a little more tea to dish for you guys.
I know, which is actually like kind of rare for us to film on a Wednesday.
It is.
It's quite rare. This is like more of a do or die. So yeah, we're gonna do a rapid fire today, just a little hot topic, see what's going on in the world. But first,
Peaks and pets.
peaks and pits of the week.
Peaks
What do we
and
have going
on? Manny, let's start with you.
Okay, let's start with what are we starting with? Let's do my peak first. I went down to San Diego
Gorgeous.
recently to visit my family, and we went strawberry picking in a strawberry field.
I think it's so cute.
It was actually
A fantasy.
so cute and adorable. I've never done that before, like obviously ever. I've never been strawberry picking, but it was cute because you pay for like a bucket, and then you go like pick the strawberries that you like that you find, and then we went home. My mom had like chocolate melted so we can like dip them.
Dang, she was ready, honey.
She was ready. She was like, she has a fully prepared day for us when we went down. So we went out there, picked strawberries, dipped them. I literally had maybe 25 strawberries covered in chocolate.
You ate them all.
I did.
Ah!
Laura, I had diarrhea boots.
No, you didn't.
I did. I think my body was like, you cannot have 25 chocolate covered strawberries in one sitting.
I guess not, huh?
Like my body was just like, you tried it. Because the thing is, obviously, as we're picking, like, we're gonna find the biggest,
Oh yeah,
intensest, juiciest
Right.
strawberries. Like we're not gonna pick ones that are like that. You're gonna like hunt for like the biggest ones, because like an
Yeah.
Easter egg hunt, but with strawberries. So I literally was like,
Dang.
lava.
I love that for you.
Mhm. The lava part or the strawberry part?
Both.
Yeah, I knew it.
A colon cleanse.
Which part did you love? It really was
A colon
cleanse. It was a cleanse, but it was actually really cute. At first, I was kind of like, oh my God, like I don't want to do this. But doing it, I was like, this is adorable, and I'm glad I did it.
Oh, I
It was
love
really
that.
cute. It was a cute little moment.
Moment. Well, my peak is that we beat Desi and Angel at beer pong. It's kind of a random peak, okay?
It's random, but it was very fun.
It was fun. It was fun.
It was really
It was
fun.
like Steven's birthday, Tia's birthday. So we popped by to wish happy birthday and hang out a little bit. And we got into this game of beer pong.
It was heated.
It was, and it became a spectacle.
Everyone was watching. Everyone's looking at us like playing beer pong, throwing, these little And me and you guys, let me tell you something. The game was close.
It was.
It was like one of us makes it, the other one makes it.
We
We're
were
like,
basically tied up the entire game
whole
for the
game.
most part.
the whole game.
Like 1-1, 1-1. Like we just kept slamming them in. And honestly, I was impressed because sometimes beer pong can go on for a really long time, but we were killing it. We were slamming them both.
we were throwing them in.
Both times. Desi had a baby on her hip.
And she was tossing them in too.
Yup.
I know Angel was tossing. He was like, oh. It was like this little volley. I was like, you better work, bitch. No, but it was getting intense because Desi's a competitive person.
Yeah.
I'm a competitive person. And so it was funny because like we were playing with like the rules. And so I remember there was one moment where Laura tossed it and it was coming back. So Laura went to grab it. Desi ran after her, Laura ended up like falling to the ground.
I forgot about that.
Desi sitting on her for a second. It was literally so funny. Where it was like a full tackle. It was like a full tackle.
I'm not very competitive, but I love beer pong. Like
Yeah.
I grew up playing that all through high school and college. Like, so it's a very fun game for me. So I can get competitive at that because I literally like doing it.
Yeah, you like doing it.
It's really fun. But we each had one cup left at the very end.
That was the part that was giving me heart palpitations.
So it
Laura.
was like anybody's game at that point.
It was
really.
1-1. So we literally were like, okay, who's gonna make it? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? And then Laura made the winning shot.
I saw it in slow motion go in.
Oh, it was lovely.
Gorgeous. And then they got redemption. But redemption's hard because you both have to make the cup. Is it possible?
It's literally impossible. And it did not happen.
No.
But it was funny. I commented on Desi's post. I was like, maybe, next time we can do a rematch if you want to battle us.
Me and you
And
practicing
she
my
was
backyard
literally
every
like,
day.
I'm still bitter about it, you fucking bitch. It was
I love it.
so
I love it.
much fun. It honestly was just like a fun ass day.
I actually like when Desi has a couple of little parties, get-togethers a year, because I feel like we kind of get to mix and mingle with our friends in the industry that we've been a part of for so long, and like catch up. And it's not like a branded event, so it's just like.
Also nice because she doesn't like invite 1,000 people.
Yeah, so you actually like get intimate, to like, you're not like, you like actually get to be intimate and like chat up a couple people that you love so much.
Yes, and just like have known for literally
years,
8 years,
eons
plus.
So.
And in Hollywood, that's 80.
Is 80.
That's 80 years in Hollywood. 10. Yeah, I gotta add 10 to that. But yeah, it was actually really fun. That was a fun day.
Thank you to Shopify for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. Switch your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell, online, in person, or on social media and beyond.
It is truly the best all-in-one commerce platform capable of handling your business complexity, no matter how big or small you are.
Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/full coverage. That's all lowercase. That's 1 month for just $1 at shopify.com/full coverage. Shopify.com/full coverage.
Thank you so much to Adam and Eve for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. Who wants to have better sex?
Me!
Yeah, me too. And who wants to start having it immediately?
Me!
Literally us. So you guys can go to adamandeve.com right now and just shop the most amazing range and plethora of things for the sexy time. All you have to do is enter code FULL at checkout. That's full, FOOL, at adamandeve.com. This is an exclusive offer specifically to this podcast. So be sure to use the code FULL to get your discount 50% off almost any item plus free shipping, and get it fast with rush processing with the code FOOL. We love you, Adam and Eve. Thank you so much to OneSkin for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage, you guys. If you have sensitive skin, you know how hard it is to find products that actually work, that don't irritate your skin. But with OneSkin, they make it so much easier. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. Get started today with 15% off using code FOOL at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code FOOL. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support us and our show and tell them that we sent you. This podcast is presented by Lash Paradise Mascara with L'Oreal Paris.
If you guys are looking for a good mascara that's easy to use and isn't messy, you guys need to try out the L'Oreal Paris Lash Paradise Mascara.
I love it. I literally love L'Oreal mascaras in general. So their Lash Paradise truly is so great. And the fluffy bristles, they push up and give a really, really full looking to the lash instantly. It's kind of great.
Drop the Falsies. Lash Paradise Mascara gives you all the drama for your lashes. You guys can order Lash Paradise now on Amazon. Well, what's your pit?
It was just it's just an annoying, it's a small pit, but it's annoying. You know how you get samples from the lab?
Oh.
So I'm working on this like a palette that I have like coming up, and this is their second round of samples that they sent me, because the first round had some of them were broken. So like obviously the shades, you can't test them when they've shattered. I got sent the next set, and I think there's like 18 shades potentially like lined up. Every single one of them was shattered.
Oh,
but 2.
They said no binder in these.
Laura, I literally was, because the thing is, I'm getting them sent from China to me. So it takes a long time for them to get to me. You know, you have to go through the approvals, the whole process. It's like, it's such a thing, and it's expensive to get sent shades from overseas like that. So when you get every single shadow shattered other than 2, you're going to start going a little crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm at that point now where I'm like a little...
You're like, what's going on?
I literally was like, what is wrong with the formula? Like, why is it so fragile? Like, what's going on? Apparently, it wasn't that. It was like the formulation fault. It was more so like the magnetization. Because it was triple wrapped. Like, it was actually wrapped really, really well. And the box wasn't handled crazy.
You're like, how on earth?
And I was just, how is this even happening? This makes no sense. But apparently, because they were magnetized into a pallet instead of being glued down to a pallet, that like makes a big difference.
Okay.
And same with like if you were to like deliver it in like a clamshell plastic. So that was just like a random pit, because I just yesterday I was like, finally we got these. Like I'm just like working on the project, all shattered. So now I have to wait for my whole next round to even test shades I want to have. It's the worst.
Is crazy.
You know like how horrible that is. Like when you have like a sample and it's just like completely messed up, or it's like back to the drawing board because you can't. It's untestable.
Right.
So I'm at the untestable point right now.
Well, hopefully things will move along nicely.
Well, I swear to God, if the next round is shattered, my third round is shattered, I'm gonna start swinging. It would be time.
I will call the police.
I'm gonna have to start calling the FBI.
Yes, it's time.
The CIA.
It's time.
It's time. Like it literally pissed me off.
Well, my pit is also brand related, but when you own brands, anything can happen.
Babe.
Anything
Amen.
can happen.
Amen.
So I'm so excited to announce we are going to be launching a new sock that's not our slouch socks. So, honey.
Wait, this is exciting. This is not a pit.
Okay. So we're delayed.
Oh, fuck.
We're very delayed. And I was hoping that these socks would have been launched, but we were very, 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 very delayed. So now I'm just hoping that we're going to get them for summer. But that's what happens. That's how it goes.
How it is. I mean, like literally.
The good news is it was like actually not very frustrating to create this new sock because it's a whole new sock, whole new design. Everything is different about it. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
So it's not like a slouch sock.
It's not a slouch sock, but it is a tube sock, but the design of it's different. And there's colors and it's gonna be
I
very
wear
fun.
tube socks like almost exclusively.
Oh, you are
because
going
I wear them to the gym.
Eat these up. And so you know how the slouch sock, like this part, obviously the point of the slouch sock is thicker and it bunches up. So the tube sock isn't thicker here, but we designed it where only the pad of the foot has a little bit of a thicker cushion to it. So it's like a nice
comfy.
rich sock and it's comfy. But then the top part of it and then the tube is thinner.
I love that.
So it's so good. I wear mine all the time. I haven't showed anybody. I mean, y'all have probably seen me wear them, but I ain't saying nothing, you know?
Well, especially if you don't have them in.
But we're
it's
super
like a lot more
delayed.
annoying.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would be sneak peeking, but like I don't even know when we're going to get to launch them now. I'm so bummed, but it'll be here. It'll be here soon enough. You know how it is.
I do. And it's quite a journey when you are an indie brand.
It is a journey.
It's quite a journey to do these things because you just like want the best of the best. And you know, sometimes that just takes a lot of time.
Right.
Because of sampling or whatever. And it's like, you know that we really care about our brands and our lines and our customers when we don't just put out crap.
Right.
That we're actually genuinely like formulating, testing, making sure everything is actually fucking amazing.
Right.
Just like you with the socks. Like you aren't going to approve the first sample you get most of the time. You're going to be like, no, I want to do this. I want to like formulate. Like, you want to make
There's
it like
actually
sickening.
so much that goes into it. Even the logoing on the bottom of this sock. With the slouch socks, we had it printed on, which actually worked really well because the logo does not come off no matter how much you wear it, how much you wash it. But this time we wanted to change it up and luxe it up a little bit. So we had it like in the fabric, like in the sock. Yeah. So we're leveling up, you know, we're doing things.
that.
So we changed. It's like, you wouldn't believe how much goes into the design of a freaking sock.
No, literally.
You really wouldn't until you get into making a custom sock. So I'm really excited for it. I don't even get upset whenever things are delayed just because we've been doing this for so long. I actually expect them to be.
Same.
So my expectations, I don't get upset, but it's just part of owning a business.
It's really just part of having a business. And it's just like little annoyances that happen. But when they come out and when it's here, it's like, oh my God, like you feel even more fulfilled.
Right.
Because of the journey that you're on to make them happen.
Right.
In the first place.
So isn't that something?
It's something.
It's something, honey. But what's the hot topics? What's the
hot topics?
Honey?
Actually, there's like honestly a ton of hot topics that we have going on. The one that like was so strange to me was the Miss USA stepping down from her title.
A lot of pageant girls are like bred from birth
literally
into pageantry, so they kind of work majority of their lives for this actual moment. So to step down from the moment once you actually get it, something crazy's got to be going on.
So what happened is like the winner of Miss USA, I think it's 7 months into her like reign, she decided to be like, I no longer want to be Miss USA anymore. I want to step down, right? So she writes this letter, kind of explaining it very loosely, but not actually giving a lot of detail. But in the letter, when you notice at the beginning of every sentence, it's like I said, it's like I blank, and then whatever. The beginning of the sentence.
If you take the letter from each word at the beginning of the sentence,
that it spells out I am silenced. So it's so cryptic and so weird that people have like content. It's kind of like, wait.
I think she's signed an NDA. Or she can get in a lot of trouble. Like she signed something where this is alleged as far as what we think.
Of course.
But obviously she signed something where she can't say.
So she decided to resign. And then days later, Miss Teen USA steps down as well. And she's just like, you know what? The company no longer aligns with like what I want to align with. They offer it to the runner-up of Miss Teen USA. She declines it too. You guys, something is happening.
Girl.
Something is happening in the pageant world and like the Miss USA pageant world. Something weird and wild is happening. And like, I mean, technically no one knows what it is.
It's funny how like this, I mean, this is a big deal, but it's funny how it's not a bigger deal because this is kind of fucking crazy.
No, it's insane.
You know what I mean?
After the letter, like typing out like I'm silenced, there's something so cryptic and so creepy about that just feels like are you okay? Like is, like what's actually going down? And like the pageant system, because the thing is, I've always thought the pageant system in general could be a little like toxic, a little intense, as you know. It can be very, cutthroat. And so like I can't imagine what something like this, what it could be.
I know. Definitely some shady stuff going on behind the scenes for sure. But like so shady stuff. I mean, we've never really seen this before. And it's like so bad so that all of your winners are stepping down and like not wanting the title. Babe,
that's crazy.
That means something crazy is going on for sure. No doubt. It's just suck.
I want to know what it is.
Like, I wonder if there'll be, what do you call them? Like a whistleblower? Is that what it's called when they out a big situation? I wonder if someone who's not contracted can eventually whistleblow on the situation. A mole,
Where's our mole?
You will. Miss Congeniality, Sandra Bullock would be the mole.
You're one in a million.
Daniel wanted us to all dress up as that for Halloween and do the full choreographed dance. I think it's really funny that he thinks he's going to get us all to be able to do that dance.
That in itself is a miracle because when they go dun 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 dun, I'm literally like I can't move. Babe, I have 2 left feet. I can't move like that. We have to start
practicing now.
No, literally, we have to actually go into like a choreo room.
Yes,
and it's time to start doing. We're one, and they're like one in a million.
For our one TikTok that we'll get out of that.
For the one TikTok that gets 10 views.
Yes, that gets 10 views.
But I want to be in full drag with the sash and say Miss California.
Yeah. I would be Miss Alabama.
Yes.
You know what I love?
All this would be different, actually.
We shouldn't be praising like pageantry stuff right now because there's shady shit going on.
Totally.
But you know what I always have wanted to do my whole life, like bucket list? I wanted to stand on that stage and go, what do they say? Laura Lee, Miss Alabama.
Oh, and do the scream.
Like they do the scream.
Like when they do the like Miss Universe, when they do Miss Universe, like the whole world.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've always wanted, I feel like I could give the
Miss
best. Go Bama! Roll Tide!
Yes. Like you would have to do Roll Tide.
They kick me out. Arrest me. Out. She's out.
They
Get her
have
out.
you by your fucking pony.
Yep. Dragging me off the stage. 100%. But I've always wanted to do that. Hannah
Miss
Brown
Alabama.
was Miss Alabama.
Roll Tide. Oh, I know.
And they have videos of her doing it.
No.
Yeah, it's so good.
Wait, actually, like I feel like I need to see that. I need to see her doing a little
I'll find it.
Miss Alabama scream. Did she say Roll Tide after?
No.
That would be kind of nice.
I know.
That would be slay.
She is an Alabama fan too.
Oh.
She's a Alabama girlie.
I love that. But yeah, so we're gonna follow along in the story because I'm so intrigued. Because I mean, honestly, the pageant world is so big that it's like this could be like a really huge thing.
And it's been going on for a really long time.
Years, eons even. Like eons. So we'll continue when we find out more information.
Thank you to Shopify for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. Switch your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell, online, in person, or on social media and beyond.
You guys could probably be thinking, oh my God, migrating is going to be such a headache. But Shopify's App Store has a migrating app that will help you literally migrate all your products, orders, everything over to Shopify, which makes it so much easier. It is truly the best all-in-one commerce platform capable of handling your business complexity, no matter how big or small you are.
Me and Manny both love Shopify. We've used it for years for our businesses, and it's such a trusted platform. When you switch to Shopify, you'll regain control of your brand's look, your store's functionality, thanks to the stylish, no-code themes, customizations, and advanced shopping features that keep your customers coming back. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/full coverage. That's all lowercase. That's 1 month for just $1 at shopify.com/full coverage. Shopify.com/full coverage.
Thank you so much to Adam and Eve for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. Who wants to have better sex?
Me!
Yeah, me too. And who wants to start having it immediately?
Me!
Literally us. So you guys can go to adamandeve.com right now and just shop the most amazing range and plethora of things for the sexy time.
You guys, they have everything you could ask for on their store. It's a sex positive store. And I've even bought gifts for bachelorette parties on there too. I love that they offer 50% off just about any item plus the free shipping, which includes the rush processing, and it shows up at your door in discreet packaging so no one has to know.
All you have to do is enter code FULL at checkout. That's full, FOOL, at adamandeve.com. This is an exclusive offer specifically to this podcast. So be sure to use the code FULL to get your discount 50% off almost any item plus free shipping, and get it fast with rush processing with the code FULL. We love you, Adam and Eve.
Next topic is Youthforia, not to be confused with the TV show Euphoria.
Yes.
Every time Manny has said Youthforia, I'm like, what happened with the TV show? He's like, Laura, the makeup brand. I'm like, oh my God, Youthforia.
Yes.
Youthforia.
You guys.
Oh, I haven't seen a brand get wrecked like this in a long time.
I haven't seen a brand get wrecked like this since like Tarte launching their foundation shade.
Yeah.
Like Morphe, but like even like something like this specifically, like when Tarte came out with that really abysmal foundation
with the
shade
Shape
range.
Foundation.
Shape Foundation. You know when like remember like when Jackie Aina and Alyssa did that video? Diva, I remember that well.
Babes. It's in
That
the
was
core
crazy.
memories.
That was core memory.
It's in the core memes.
It's in the core mem. So like some like this is what I feel like this version of that back in the day.
I do.
So recently Youthforia came out with an extension of shades.
First of all, they didn't come out with that. What was it, like not a good shade range? Is that what it was? It was
The first one was
it was horrible.
terrible.
Okay, so
It was terrible.
They probably got
Wrecked
Okay.
to filth, actually.
Where is Youthforia sold?
I feel like
I know
they're
it's
sold
on Revolve,
Yeah, okay, yeah. Their website, Revolve.
but not Sephora.
I don't think it's on Sephora.
I'm gonna look while you
Actually,
talk.
look. They came out with a really abysmal shade range the first launch. It was very just like literally like 10 light shades and like 2 dark shades. It was very like kind of a shocking. And then the founder actually ended up coming out and being like, you guys, like I just wanted to create some of these shades to just test it out, test the waters. And of course we were already working on a shade extension.
Okay.
But I just wanted to see if it was going to be like something that people even enjoyed. And the glass is frosted, so everything looks lighter in the glass, and it really is. But it's like, girl, and like, yes, that is true.
Frosted glass
will make things look lighter, but at the end of the day, the shade range is still what the shade range is. You know,
So it's actually Ulta. It's not Revolve. They're sold at Ulta.
Oh, so Ulta. Okay, great. So actually, I believe that because of the situation, they have been dropped by Revolve. Dropped them.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And they've been dropped. So recently, so what happened recently is that Gloria, a TikToker, who I'm a huge fan of, she does this kind of series where she's like testing out the darkest foundation of a brand to see if it fits her skin tone because she has a very deep complexion. So she put on the Youthforia deepest foundation after their shade extension, right? She puts it on. It is literally almost pitch black.
Like paint.
Like
almost.
black paint, like only like actual black pigment and no other, like no undertone.
Right.
She goes, this is the Youthforia foundation and this is black paint from the craft store. She puts the Youth foundation on. She does the black paint. They look the same, Laura.
Oh.
They look the same. It was actually it went so crazy viral because it literally was like almost as if Youthforia was taking like a piss out of the situation.
Like, I'm going to show y'all.
Yes.
Y'all want to complain. I'm going to show y'all. So they kind of make almost like a mockery of it.
That's what it seems
feels
like. Yes, that's what it seems like. That's like
ridiculous, obviously.
It's so crazy because the thing is
crazy.
Like, so when this situation happened, you know, it blew up. It was like actually so crazy that they came out with a shade like this. Like it truly is like the darkest.
Like no brand has made a shade
like this
dark, from what I understand, because she compared it to black paint. It's not real
because it's like that shade is like not human color. So that's why it's like so shocking. So they ended up like, you know, another TikToker who is actually like a lab tech, who like, or not lab tech. He is actually a formulator. he does a video and he's talking about like the shades of like what the ingredient deck is of all the other shades. And it shows like, you know, actual color like red and blue and yellow and like all these tones that actually humans have. And the darkest shade of the foundation of Youthforia, it's black oxide and a little bit of like white oxide.
Oh, so essentially
it's literally just black. It's just actual like pitch black and not a deep brown with like an undertone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is what humans do. Like at the end of the day, no human is actually the shade of black.
Black paint.
Of black paint. Like no one is that actual color. Everyone is just dark shades of brown with different undertones. Like that's essentially what
I think people took it as you guys. It's like a slap in the face.
It's a huge slap in the face is what I was thinking, because of them doing like a really shitty shade range the first time. They do an extension and that's what they come out with, the extension. It's almost as if they were literally like,
because it's like they already got in trouble.
Yes.
So then when they come out with this, that's what makes it feel like the slap in the face. Like they got mad that people expected more out of them, and that now this is me just like reading the room here from the outside in. It seems like they got mad that people expected more from them and held them accountable, and so they're like, I'm gonna show them. It's kind of what it feels like.
That's what it feels like to me too. Like from like the outside looking in, it seems like that. I feel like it's either literally that situation or they just don't know what they're doing.
Okay,
like,
yeah, and both are not really acceptable.
They're both not acceptable, but I genuinely think I'm like, it's either like they're literally, they don't know what's happening and they don't know how to formulate for complexion.
I just feel like you shouldn't be making complexion products if you're that far off from understanding what's going on.
Couldn't agree more. It's not a mixing shade. Because it literally says on the website it's a foundation.
That part too. I saw that part.
There's no pitch white. There's no like
to mix.
So it doesn't.
With.
There's no like.
Because another brand did that. They made mixing shades.
Yes.
Where it was like a pitch white. For that. Yeah, and they advertised it as that from the jump.
And this is not that. So you can't say like, oh, well, it's just like a mixing shade. Like that doesn't make sense. Also, trying to mix black pigment into any color makes everything muddy.
It would be gray.
It's
almost.
Gray.
Like if you mix black and white together, you're not going to get a skin tone.
No, you're going to get gray. So essentially their foundation is a super deep, almost black version of gray. And no person is that skin tone. So it really just feels like a slap in the face for a huge part of the community.
I mean, they are... I don't want to say the word done, but like, bruh.
They're getting shredded to absolute filth. Like their comments are monitored now. The comments are turned off. Yeah. Like it's gone to such a huge thing. And it's honestly like a huge disappointment just to see a brand do something like this in 2024. I haven't
really involved myself with Youthforia ever. I don't know much about them. You know what I mean?
I've used their blush once.
Okay.
They're like that's like the number 5.
I may have
like
used one of their products. I may have never used them. I just don't recall ever using them.
No, totally. They're not a brand that like is in my line of sight when it comes to a lot of things. But you know, it's sad because their branding was smart in the way of like everything is made to be like skincare focused. Like, and that's like the foundation went viral because it was foundation you can sleep in because it has so much skincare. So like all their things is like dedicated to like skincare and skin science and making sure things are actually good for you. So they had something really going. That's the thing. They actually had like a great thing going for what they did. So pulling this is like so crazy to pull like this many steps back.
It's a shame that they
it's a shame
blew their own company up.
I want to know if it's like they are like a big fuck you slap in the face, or if it's like
they'll never admit that.
No, of course not. But I feel like, I think this is my personal opinion and speculation, that they just don't know what they're doing. And I don't know, that sounds, you know, like not maybe like rude or something, but to me, it just doesn't seem like they know what they're doing when it comes to deeper complexion. Because there is like a Korean skincare based, or like a Korean brand, I believe. So I just don't think that they know a lot about undertone. And I think that when you don't know a ton about undertone like this, you probably shouldn't be coming out with complexion products based off of like shades. Also, like, oh my God, I'm just going to say it. When you are formulating for a foundation, you have benchmarks.
Yeah.
You have benchmarks of the brand, of other brands. You have brands like Fenty, House Labs, NARS, MAC, so many brands, huge brands that have the most vast shade ranges.
So even if you don't know what you're doing, it's really not that hard.
There's no excuse.
It's
That's what it feels
still
like.
not that hard because whenever you go to the lab, you don't go to the lab empty-handed. They go, tell us what you're looking for. Like you send in a product that you like and then you tweak it and you change that product into something that works in what you're looking for. You don't copy paste, but you tweak it. So I don't know what they were doing in the creation of this. You may be right on the fact that they just literally have no idea what time it is or what's going on, which aka you should definitely not be in the business of making complexion products if you're that confused.
Especially not if the fact that you didn't take a benchmark from a well-known brand that could be like, hey, this is like a really, really deep shade with a specific undertone. Can we do something like this, but in my formulation? Like, can we kind of make it work? Like, you have so much inspiration
and so much resources.
And so much resources.
It's 2024, babes.
Babe. And then, like, that's how it works. The lab's never going to just be like,
start from scratch and invent. Like, that's not how it works.
Like, you go based off of things that are going on so that they know, like, where to start and, like, where you can kind of take what you want it to be. Right. So the fact that they didn't use a benchmark from somewhere, from anywhere, literally anywhere, to create the deepest shade is almost like, babe, there's no excuse. Like, there really is there's no reason.
The resources were there.
The resources are there. And it's gotten to a huge clusterfuck. Places are obviously dropping them from their retailer. It's gotten so bad for the brand that I don't know if you can like recover from something like this. Yeah. Like I genuinely don't.
Yeah.
Because it's gotten like really like Youthforia is low key.
I've just seen people throwing their products in the trash all over TikTok.
I have too. What do you think about people throwing things in the trash?
I think it's slightly silly because I know you took it right out of the trash as soon as the video was over, and I get you're trying to prove a point and make a stance through doing it. So it's like, yeah, sure, throw it in the trash, but then maybe donate it. But I guess if it is the black paint shade, why are you gonna donate that? No, that is trash.
I think that like what I've seen was when I've seen people tossing like their shade of the foundation, like they're like going to the drawers, grabbing it, tossing it into the trash. To me, it's like, you already have the foundation. You already bought it. You've already gave them your money. So like sometimes I would think like just get through the thing and just no longer support it because you've already spent the money.
It's the more classy way to go about it. I would your think, own appearance, if you will.
Totally.
I feel like there's a virality.
Well, I think that sometimes it's kind of like you're pandering.
It's a little clickbait.
It's
moment.
A little clickbait. Yeah, like you're doing you're like look at me. I'm throwing this away. Like look how above thou I am. Like look at me. Like I'm gonna pat my own. Yes, that's how it looks because it's like at the end of the day, if you spent your money on it, just go through the thing. You just
don't support them
you're
anymore.
Not gonna support them anymore.
Yeah,
like,
that honestly that's the worst thing you can do. Is completely not talk about their stuff anymore.
You know, and that's like honestly
like the worst thing as an influencer to do is not talk about their stuff anymore.
Yes, and just like letting them kind of go off into oblivion.
Right.
I lost a train of thought. It just
happens.
Laura, let me tell you something. It just I had something so fierce
and profound and
it absolutely just sailed away.
We were talking about throwing stuff in the trash and it being wasteful.
Yeah, I feel like there's something about that like that to me is just
I don't sit right with you.
It's just weird because I found it. You got me back, Laura. You got me back. So
no. I wasn't going to say a word because I was like, he's going to lose it again. So I stay silent. You lost it, didn't you? You lost it.
I found it.
Oh, he's got it. Okay.
I found it. What's that? Okay. When people buy it to use it, don't do that because of how viral it's going. So this is like a big thing too. So because it's going so viral for a negative thing, when people buy the product, you could almost be like, were they rage baiting the whole time?
Yes.
Were they trying to rage bait and actually get people to buy it to use it? So that at the end of the day, they're getting sales. So it's almost like, why buy those deep, dark shades of foundation? Because you're kind of doing what the brand is kind of wanting you to do. By buying their stuff. You're speaking with your money just to be like, oh, look, you guys, I bought that viral foundation. Let's try it out and see how bad it is.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
That gives them press, exposure. Yeah.
Like even the present exposure, like whatever, you're actually putting money in their pockets by buying it to test it because of how bad it is.
Right.
So there's no point in doing that. Don't buy a product that's going viral for a negative reason just to be like, oh, well, look, I'm jumping on the bandwagon too. You're putting money in the brand's pocket.
100%.
So what's the point?
Yeah.
That was my moment. That was my
She got it. It took some time.
I was scared.
But you got there.
I got there. I did have two moments. I'm finding it. That's what I was saying. I was like, I'm finding it.
Whenever you say you found it, I was like, I'm not going to say another word or he'll lose it. And then you lost it. You lost it.
You should have said a word.
I know. I should have said a word. I should have said a word.
So we will obviously, like, anything else transpires from
I think they're probably going to be pretty quiet.
I think
from
so
here
too.
on
I don't
out.
think they've even like made a statement. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, really?
I don't think they've like I'm gonna look. They haven't even posted on their IG since April 29th.
Oh, so they're pausing.
I think
they're
that and they were
pausing.
posting 26th, 27th, 28th. So they're posting. They're posting often. And they haven't posted in the last 2 weeks. They're paused. Yeah, and I think this is definitely a time.
It is the time. So they'll probably
pause.
make a statement.
Probably eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
I'm assuming
They'll
they
make
would.
A statement.
What do you think could be a statement that would help them?
There is no statement that can help them.
I agree.
Even if so, let me make this clear. Even if someone does something outside of this wrong, an influencer canceled, there's no apology. There is nothing a human being can do or say once you're in the shit to get out of the shit. You got to write it out. There's no apology in the history of influencers or brands that has ever helped
hit
in any way.
It doesn't. The thing is, when you're in the flames, you think that like owning it,
there's
apologizing.
Whether you own it, you don't own it, you have a valid reason for what happened, whatever it is, it will not fix it. Anything. It
really
never
won't.
has.
It never has.
Once people are upset,
they're upset. And you just got to let it be. And you hopefully, you know that they've hired in my conspiracy, that they've absolutely hired a crisis management team to help them figure out what the literal fuck to do during this situation.
Well, if they are the ones responsible for the foundation, they probably shouldn't be the ones to put the speech out. So it's probably best they hire a crisis team or professional response.
For
in my opinion.
But then also, when you think about it this way, when you hire a team like that, is the response genuine from you because you hired the team?
Even if it is genuine, people aren't going to forgive you or care.
Right.
So at this point, you have to make a statement that's not going to put you further in the weeds. And that's what crisis PR are about. It's not about getting you out of the weeds. It's about keeping you from getting yourself further in the weeds by your own genuine statement. That's crisis PR.
By like what you want to say.
Right.
In the way of it not sounding
They can articulate it in a way that, hey, it may come across like this. We're going to take this out. It's to keep you out of the weeds, but still get your point across.
Exactly.
That's
that you're like,
PR.
you know what?
So it still can be genuine, but it's going to be very professional, if you will.
Absolutely. And it's still good. And honestly, this situation is very sticky because at the end of the day, like you did it. I feel like all you can really do is apologize and just try to do better and move on.
That's it.
And just like honestly own it.
And the people that don't want to support you anymore,
they won't.
And you can't force them to. So it is what it is.
Especially when you make a mistake like this.
Yeah.
You know, so
it is what it is.
We'll see what transpires with Youthforia.
Do you think this could cause the brand to close down?
100%.
Yeah, me too.
I think this is so
Only
big.
because they weren't big enough of a brand.
That's why.
And they got pummeled. I mean, it was their fault. I'm not saying.
Oh, absolutely. Like it was a rightful pummeling.
It was a rightful pummeling, but I'm just saying a brand that small that gets pummeled that hard.
They're not gonna. Chances are high
that they could close the doors.
Well, the thing is, when your retailers drop you, that's a whole nother can of worms because that means all that product's going back to you. That means you no longer are placing larger
orders
POs
that you already placed for them. You have to eat.
So you lose a lot of money when things like this transpire. So it's like. That's why part of me feels like I wouldn't think a brand in their right fucking mind would ever try to ostracize any community that they would want their buyer to be.
Right.
Genuinely. So that's why I'm like, I just think that they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
Like I wouldn't think that they would if they really thought that coming out with this foundation
was a good idea.
If they really thought I'm gonna show them was a good idea, idiots.
Yeah.
But I think that
it's
they
more
didn't
so
know.
They were clueless and
they had no idea.
Bit them in the ass.
And it bit them in the ass because they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. So I just don't think that a brand in their right mind would ever try to ostracize their clients.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It does.
We'll see. We'll see what happens, and we'll keep you guys up to date.
Full coverage with Manny MUA and Laura Lee is sponsored by BetterHelp. We carry around different stressors, big and small. When we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us negatively. Therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to work through whatever is weighing you down.
I'm a huge advocate for therapy. I've been in therapy many, many times in my life, and it really does help so much. You know, with BetterHelp, it actually makes therapy super, super simple because you can do it from the comfort of your own home. And, you know, you just can sign up online. Makes it just way simple. A lot of times people don't want to go in to a therapy setting with a person in person, wait in the lobby. Just they don't want to deal with all that stuff. So the fact that BetterHelp makes it easy online is kind of fantastic.
Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/full coverage today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/full coverage. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/full coverage.
Thank you so much to OneSkin for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage, you guys. If you have sensitive skin, you know how hard it is to find products that actually work, that don't irritate your skin. But with OneSkin, they make it so much easier. Their topical supplements are formulated with soothing ingredients and natural antioxidants. Plus, they're gentle enough to use every single day, even if you have sensitive skin.
I love OneSkin. I've really been enjoying using them, and their products are so easy to fit into your regular skincare routine. Treating the symptoms rather than the root causing of aging has been the long-time norm. Most skincare available on the market is designed to provide a temporary reduction in visible signs of aging, addressing the surface symptoms of underlying decline in skin health. With OneSkin, you're actually treating the root causes.
OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. Get started today with 15% off using code FOOL at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code FOOL. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support us and our show and tell them that we sent you. This podcast is presented by Lash Paradise Mascara with L'Oreal Paris.
If you guys are looking for a good mascara that's easy to use and isn't messy, you guys need to try out the L'Oreal Paris Lash Paradise Mascara.
You guys, the great thing about the Lash Paradise Mascara is that it gives you so much volume and length, and it just I feel like it's so good. You can be very clean girl with just a little smaller little vibe with it, just a little one coat, but then you can really build it up and amplify it to really get into your nighttime aesthetic. I love it. I literally love L'Oreal mascaras in general. So their Lash Paradise truly is so great, and the fluffy bristles, they push up and give a really, really full looking to the lash instantly. It's kind of great.
I personally have been loving the L'Oreal Paris Lash Paradise Mascara because of how much length it gives my lashes. I have stubborn lashes, and sometimes they don't like to stand up, but this mascara gives it the length. Drop the falsies. Lash Paradise Mascara gives you all the drama for your lashes. You guys can order Lash Paradise on Amazon. Our next topic is Baby Reindeer. So the show went so viral on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen it, a guy tells his true story, but he's the main actor in it, about a stalker that kind of blew up his whole life.
I binged that shit.
Yes, hard. Me too, in 2 days. And so this was a true story. So there's a real woman that was the real stalker. They do depict her as being super fucking crazy, like beyond in the TV show on Netflix. And they say things like she had already gone to prison and jail and had a record for already stalking other people. They say a lot of things about her.
41,000 emails.
41,000 emails. So she is now suing Daily Mail, Netflix, the guy of the show. She's suing multiple people. Okay. She went on and did a UK interview.
Yes.
And
his name's Piers Morgan?
He's also rotten though. You know that. Yeah. He's the devil. However, in this interview, he kind of was making sense. So that's when you know it's bad.
Well, he literally just when
Piers Morgan is calling her out and making her make sense. I was like, damn, that's when you know. This is a bad situation. Uh-huh. So the real woman who was the stalker, she's basically saying she's never had a criminal record. She's never gone to prison. None of that. They made all that up in the show. So if they did make that up, I do think that's fucked.
I agree. But I wouldn't put it past Netflix to make it up either.
So
for their storyline, I genuinely wouldn't put it past them.
Here's the part that's getting everyone in the interview. She's pretty much denying everything.
I barely sent a couple emails.
She said she barely sent a couple emails, but she claims that she has 6 to 7 email accounts active that she runs. And Pierce Morgan's like, that's not normal. And she's like, well, then you don't know enough people because it is normal.
I know so many people that have 4 emails. No, you don't. You fucking psycho.
No, you don't.
What are you talking about? Like, that sounds crazy. And right after saying that, she's like, I barely sent any.
Yeah, and then she starts retracting and saying, oh, yeah, I barely sent any emails. Apparently, she sent this guy 41,000 emails, 350 texts.
Hella voice notes.
And she's just like, no, I didn't do that.
She's like, no, she's like, I was in love with him, but like, I didn't heckle him at a show.
Yeah, and she says she never heckled him at any comedy shows, but she was showing up to comedy shows.
And that she didn't tweet him, but there was tweets about it.
But there's literal tweets. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, all the comments are like,
I believe them.
Yeah, they're like, it's a lie.
It's a lie.
You're a lie. Well, with her admitting she has 6 emails that she's running right now, but she never emailed him whenever he's claimed there was 41,000 emails, you're now lying about everything.
Babe, like, once you lie about one thing like that, that big lie.
That's a big lie.
I don't believe a fucking word you say.
I don't believe her. So I think it's unfortunate if some of the things weren't true that were perpetuated in the show that she did. Mm-hmm. I think that is wrong because they made her look a little crazier than what she is.
But what if she really is?
Exactly.
Like, we technically don't know because
she's denying. She pretty much honestly denied almost everything in that interview.
She's like, that's not even me.
Yeah, she was like, I didn't do any of that. So now I'm like, now I don't believe you.
I like the way that the show, like the fact that the guy who was acting it, the main actor, it's his story. And he relived a lot of his own personal trauma to act it out, makes me feel like what she's saying is complete BS. Because I don't think that you can just easily redo all of that trauma with it all being false.
Right.
Like, I don't believe it. I think it came from somewhere. I genuinely do. And I think that she genuinely was obsessed with him, was stalking him, and was sending those emails and was sending those texts, and is all that little sent from iPhone was from fucking her. Mm-hmm. I do believe that. Personally, I believe that
I don't think he made this whole story up, lady.
Same.
I don't think
maybe there's a little bit of embellishing. A little embellishment
involved.
But I definitely think that they got it from somewhere.
And that does suck for her. Like, if they put the claims, like she got put in prison and she really didn't, like that honestly would be a problem. Mm-hmm. But she kind of seems like a mess. Honestly, I don't think the interview did her any justice at all because she's on the defense the whole time. She's denying everything. And I'm like, girl, you got to fess up to some of it.
She's like, my lawyer boyfriend just said, and I'm literally like,
ooh. And then Pierce was immediately like, hold on. So your boyfriend's suing? And she's like, no. I hired other people for that. I don't know. It's
too weird. Like, her back and forth does not seem genuine. It seems all like it's false. It did no favors for her, just like you said. And I'm literally like, girl, you tried it.
But whenever I found out, so I watched, like, me and Ty started watching the show the day it came out before it was viral. Like, the night it came out on Netflix, we binged it in 2 days. I didn't even recommend it to Manny because I didn't know it was going to be crazy and viral and this whole thing. I didn't know that yet. It turned into that. Manny was like, have you seen this? And I was like, oh my God, I binged it. I didn't think you would like it. And then it's everywhere all over the internet.
Laura, I have this like really cool show. I'm really excited for you to see. Yeah. You know, like, I've already seen it.
I watched it in 2 days.
I was like, oh.
I was like, I didn't recommend it to you. Sorry. But because we always like to recommend shows. But my thought process once, I learned true story, his story, I was like, if this woman is the person that the actor's portraying to be, like this crazy stalker person, we're about to hear from her because she's on Netflix going viral right now. So, like, if you're a crazy stalker person, you're going to use this momentum. You're going to come out and, baby, just like that. She was on interviews suing. Exactly. I was like, I knew it.
And suddenly, and she was like, oh, like the sleuths of the internet found me, so I have to come forward. And I'm like, I don't believe you. I feel like you actually really like the attention.
Oh, God,
and you really enjoy it, and you want to have your version of the story told.
Yeah.
But if she's anything like the show depiction of her, she's literally off her rocker.
She's scary.
She scares me. Like, I'm genuinely like, the idea of a stalker like that really, really scares me.
I've watched so many documentaries where stalkers like that exist and they completely destroy and blow up people's lives. And like the police can't really and don't give a shit and won't do much about it. Because it's like, emails and texts and following you and just staying at your job or sitting in the parking lot of your job or harassing your girlfriend.
Like it's out of control.
Yeah, like so the police like aren't going to do anything about that until someone's physically hurt, assaulted, or murdered. Like they're not going to do anything. And even then it's like you can get a restraining order, but that is like a legal thing. So like the person can still be there and attack you. You know what I mean?
And if something were to happen, if they are
they'll get in trouble.
To you, they will get in trouble.
But
they
then
will go
it's
to
already
prison.
happened.
Yeah, it's already happened. So it's like scary.
So it's a really scary situation. Stalkers like that. It's so terrifying, and it just sucks because they know ways that they can do things and not get in trouble legally.
Did you see that Rihanna Cosgrove, one of her, because of the Baby Reindeer situation, she's talked about
opened up about her
stalkers. She did it before, but like it's kind of re came up, and she told the story about how one of her stalkers came to her house and set himself on fire in her yard and unalived himself.
I probably honestly would have never came out of my house again if I saw that.
She literally she's like, I don't feel safe here. I had to get a new place. Like when she had a partner.
This is what I'm talking about. It like blows up people's lives.
Blows up their whole life. And apparently that stalker person was at her house 2 days prior while she's like there with friends outside of her house in the backyard pacing with a gun. Yeah. Pacing with the gun, burying things in the yard, like acting absolutely crazy.
It's so scary that there's these people in society
that you don't even know.
It could be anybody, and like they have that stalker thing in on.
That
they get like
they attached
just have it to people. Yeah, scary.
It's so scary. Like,
it's so scary. They're terrifying.
Tana had a stalker. Had. Like the idea of a stalker like that, like where it's that intense, is so scary.
I had a stalker whenever we were on missionary work on a church trip in, I think it was West Virginia, and we would go to block parties and preach the gospel and then go back to our camp at night. And then they didn't want to tell me, my best friend Laura, the girl Laura, that there was a guy following us, and they had to end up calling the police, and it was like a whole ass thing, but they didn't want to scare us to death because we were kids.
Yeah.
We were literally like preteens, like maybe 15, 14.
Yeah.
And yeah, a fucking stalker.
Well, I didn't even know you had a stalker like that.
I mean, I don't know if it was me or her, but it was us.
They were following y'all.
Yeah,
they were following you, Laura Squared.
Laura Squared.
They're following Laura Squared.
Babes.
Boots.
Terrifying.
That is so scary.
Yeah. So scary. Well, our next subject is Hailey Bieber's pregnant. Aww.
It's actually really cute. I'm very happy for her. It
actually is so cute.
Like, I think it's really adorable that her and Justin are having their first kid.
I do too. I feel like they're two in a good place in their marriage, and they've been through the gigs, and I don't know. I feel like it's like happy. It's like almost like a happy
thing.
ending.
It really is. It's like a happy thing. Like, them starting their parenthood journey. Like, there's something very cute about them.
That is like the ultimate Nepo baby. That's like their baby is the definition of Nepo baby.
1,000. That baby is going to have the world at its fingertips. Like, it's going to be the most gorgeous ass baby too. Are you kidding me?
You sure about that? Two pretty people make an ugly baby.
Oh my God, no. Do they?
I'm sure it'll be gorgeous though.
It'll probably be sunny, but you're right. Like sometimes that does happen, but that could happen. But did you see the videos of people on TikTok like bawling?
They always have to ruin it for me because they act a fool. It's like the Taylor Swiftie saying, bawling their eyes out when they found out Hailey Bieber is pregnant. I'm judging.
Why are you bawling?
Why are you crying? She doesn't know who you are. They do not care about you. I'm sorry. I'm sure they're lovely people, but why are you crying at home?
I don't get why you're crying over them having a baby. It's like not like they like passed away.
This is not your baby.
It's not your baby. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know why.
You're never gonna meet the baby. The baby's not going to be your friend.
People were like devastated, like, and they were like playing like "That Should Be Me" by Justin Bieber, because it like instead of like Hailey being pregnant, like girls were like, "It should have been me instead." Like, and I saw that was going viral too. So they're literally sick.
They're gonna end up.
That should be me.
They're gonna end up Baby Reindeer. That's what it gives. My problem with it is sitting back watching young girls create a fascination with something that's not like real, with someone being that obsessed with someone's relationship, with someone to the point of these strangers, celebrities in their own world having a baby is bringing you to hysteric tears.
Because it's not you.
You have to put the phone down. You have to do it.
You have to touch grass, Diva.
You have to get outside. You have to get away from it because you are in too deep.
That's a scary part about living in like society today when there is phones and iPhones and social media like it's so easily available, because a lot of the times, especially young impressionable kids, if they don't want to deal with what's going on in their real life, they'll deal with what's going on online, you know, and they'll get fixated on something because it helps them distract from their reality. So it's just like you have to be able to know when to pull away from that, or honestly, your parents are really supposed to kind of help guide that and help you not be on your phone constantly.
My mama saw me crying over a celebrity having a baby.
She slapped you in the face.
Girl.
See, but that's not your personality either.
No,
like I'm sure parents know like when their kids can be a little quirky, if you will. Because that's just like, you have to be able to be like, okay, you have like, let's say a 2-hour phone limit for after school or something. Like you have to just be like aware of those things.
I don't know.
I can't imagine having a kid in this era in that way, because that is like, you have to be, not only is it scary in real life, like let's say with stalkers and like literal predators and crazy people, there's the whole online version of that as well. Like a whole online life that they could have, which is also scary.
Yeah.
You know?
And I get Hailey's really influential, and it's like, listen, I have celebrities that I love, like Seth Rogen. Like every year I go to his charity event and support. If he's pregnant, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to there has to be a moderation to everything. And I find with like the, I don't know if Hailey's a millennial or Gen Z.
I don't know.
That era of like obsession, like the Swiftie thing, it gets taken too far, and then it ruins it for the rest of us because we don't want to be known as people who act like that, like crying and like losing your mind outside of the concert, girl.
When she was like,
do you see, like, I can't handle it.
No, I also can't handle that. And even the Swifties couldn't handle that, because they're like, we don't claim that.
Yeah.
They're like, At the end of the day, people will always take things too far. And that's just the reality of life.
That is true, actually.
That's just the reality. Everyone's going to take things too far.
They are going to take it too far. If people are going to do one thing,
they're going to take it too far.
They're going to take it too far.
100%. So
it's just hard to watch as someone who
to me, it's
sees
so
that
cringy.
As slightly psychotic.
I think it's so cringy. Like I have a hard time genuinely watching. Like I can't watch that because I literally will like start busting up laughing because out of embarrassment. I can't. You know, I'm a giggler.
Yeah.
Ugh. But good for Hailey.
Yeah, good for Hailey and Justin. I'm very excited for them. Happy for them. Okay, our next one is like a little bit of tea that people in LA have been about a bit. Rihanna actually showed up to a Fenty event, which she has before. But it's few and far between, and I get that. Like, honey,
she's busy. Maybe she's Rihanna.
She's
busy.
Rihanna. She's Rihanna. And Fenty does great without her at the events, to be honest, babes.
Fenty is like Fenty.
So it's very nice of her to show up anyways. So she threw a really big event in LA. Me and Manny were in Florida, but during that event, it seemed like all great online. But then
you guys, it's different than what you guys had thought.
Yeah.
Okay, because I had thought like, oh my god, how cool! Like what a dope ass event. Like that's really cool. I love that she showed up. Like
cool.
Great. You guys, everything was extended hours later than what it actually was.
Apparently, Rihanna showed up 5 hours late. And this big room of influencers, I think the event started around 6 or 7. And they were there till 3 or 4 in the morning trying to get content with Rihanna because she showed up 5 hours late, and people
showed up at like 1, I think.
Yeah.
12:30 or 1.
12:30 or 1 a.m. And influencers were just sitting on the ground,
shoes off.
had to take their heels off because they were there for so long.
Like this.
Exhausted, napping. Tired from the event because she showed up 5 hours late, and all the content you saw with Rihanna was like at 1 and 2 in the morning.
Yeah,
after they had been sitting there since all 7. Night.
That is to me, that is so wild. The thing is though, a lot of times if you're gonna go to the event and you're like getting told like you're gonna be able to meet Rihanna, a lot of times you're just gonna stay because you want to meet Rihanna.
100%. That's why they all did.
That's why they stay. Like, honestly, if it was me, and I mean I'm already a night owl, so I'm like I'm staying.
Yeah.
Don't even care. Like I'll stay. It would just have been nice if she showed up.
Maybe an hour late.
2, 3.
Maybe an hour late.
3. I feel like 5 hours late showing up at 1 a.m. is like that's a little intense.
That's a little intense.
That's a little like wow. Like but let me tell you something. If I was there and not in Florida, I would be like this.
on the ground, peeping for Rihanna to show up. You know what? I can't even blame them.
I can't blame them. It's Rihanna. Like, I can't even blame them for staying. Like, I would stay. But to me, it was so fascinating. I didn't know. Because, like, from what, if you look outside looking, I'm like, oh, cool. Like, just cool ass event. I had no idea all that was happening at 1, 2 in the morning. When people were taking content with us at 2 a.m.
For real, I'll probably be struggling to be there.
Baby
My
diva.
bedtime is, I'm asleep
You're
at 10
asleep at
o'clock.
10. I know for
3 in the morning?
fact that by 1 a.m. you're literally like,
I would be in shambles out there, honestly.
Fading fast.
I did. Mariah Carey showed up 5 hours late to her Mac event, or it wasn't an event. It was like a little hotel,
sleepover
and I think
vibes.
there was 5 or 6 of us in the sleepover. I mean, and she showed up 5 hours late, so it was kind of the same thing, except for we were in pajamas, sitting on a hotel watching movies.
So it was like,
so it wasn't bad, and like you know, it was fine. But like in dressed up at an event's a little rough. I'm not gonna lie, but the influencers it sucks. Yes, it sucks because like you have to remember influencers are to an extent like they're not celebrities, so they're going to wait to meet a celebrity like any fan would do. As we just said, how people take it too far and get crazy. But they're gonna do that. So yeah, it's a little different of a situation. They waited it out, but at the end of the day, they had their free will to leave.
100%. If you wanted to leave, you could have left.
You could have left. You know, they didn't trap you in the event for this long. It's just crazy that they waited that long.
I know.
Damn.
Like, it's literally like you're waiting like 5 hours for like a meet and greet.
There was a lot of chatter
like,
after the event.
A lot of people were like, five fucking hours.
I was like, what?
No way. I didn't know any of that stuff.
Because I was like, there were so many people there. It seemed like it wasn't like at 1 a.m.
No, and the thing is, a lot of people were actually traveling from out of town, like from different places.
Yeah, you're right.
So they're gonna like, honestly, chances are they're just gonna stay.
That's the only reason they're in LA.
They're only there like probably to the event and to meet Rihanna. So they're not gonna leave. Like they're gonna stay those till 2 in the morning when she gets there.
Yeah.
And like,
it's a little rough.
That's just the reality. Like it's just rough to like have to stay there that long.
Riri must be a night owl.
1,000%.
Mariah is. Riri must be too. I bet that whole industry is just all night owls.
Because they're probably just used to being up. Yeah, they sleep all day. They're used to being up super late, getting shit done, partying potentially, all that stuff.
Right.
I'm a night owl myself.
You are a night owl.
And I would have been just fine in that setting.
You honestly would have. You'd been like, this is my normal bedtime. I'm like so this. I have
I'm like
no
not even
problems.
sleeping. I'm just literally just chilling, like waiting for her to come here. And Laura and I would literally be sitting on the couch like this.
Yeah. Anyways. No, I would have been asleep for sure.
You would have been, Laura would have been like right here on my lap.
I've been getting tired. Too tired for all this.
Yeah, that was wild though.
But you know what? It's Rihanna, so, and people had free will to leave, so it's really is what it is.
If I was there, I would have had to wait as well.
Yeah. How do you think A-list celebrities look at influencers? Like Rihanna status.
I think they think that they could be like annoying.
Yes.
To me, I think that A-listers think of influencers as like
money makers.
Oh like just like roll their eyes, money makers, rolling their eyes at them.
Like
it reminds me of like that Billie Eilish thing, like during like the People's Choice.
We have to entertain these people, so they'll talk about our product. So
that's what I think about it.
Let me just
like I genuinely don't think that A-listers are like obsessed with influencers. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't think that.
I'm not getting that vibe.
I don't get that vibe.
I'm not getting the vibe based off what from what I've seen, gone on. That's like, not what I'm picking up. I
genuinely don't think that they give a fuck. I think that they care about them selling their product. I think that they play this facade of like, oh my God, like I love you so much. Or they'll do things with these influencers to get them to want to talk about their stuff. So I don't think that they think of influencers as these like stars.
Right.
Not at all. I really don't. Or creators in general. Like, I don't see it. Especially like Rihanna showing up 5 hours late. If they really were all her like, she really like loved them so much, she probably wouldn't be 5 hours late.
Yeah. She's probably like, let me do this business.
She'd be like, okay, like let me get the
business.
You know what I mean? Like I just don't think that they think that.
Like if it was Vogue waiting on her.
She'd probably be, you know,
better.
Be different. It'd be different.
Better,
Or if it was like, again, like celebrities, like her peers, people that she sees as peers.
Yeah.
That would be maybe a different situation.
But to be fair, influencers haven't done the work that she's done.
Absolutely.
So she isn't gonna give.
Well, it's also just, again, it's just so different. Like influencers.
There's a big gap.
There's a big gap. Like an A-list celebrity, like for example, like Rihanna, she's like this multi-faceted artist who is like very talented with singing. And like an influencer a lot of times is like just going online to sell something. Like if you're like, let's say if you're just a influencer, all you're doing is trying to influence people to buy things. If you're a creator, like you're probably like doing all these different things, you know, you're trying to create content, doing whatever. So I just don't think that they're even close in match.
No. And I was explaining, like, for the red carpet, there's such a disconnect because celebrities are there to be rewarded in a way most of the time on red carpets. And influencers, we don't make a living off of getting awards. They make a living from their TV shows, their movies, and their music. Performing.
Totally. Performances. Yeah.
We don't make money. That's not how we make a living. We make money off getting views and clicks. So you have to remember, at award shows, they're there to gather network. Influencers are there to get the clicks,
to get views.
So they're there for two different reasons, and that's why you have the situations like Billie Eilish calling influencers annoying to get them the fuck out of there, because they're there for the views and clicks, and it's annoying. But yeah, that's how influencers have to make a living. That's why they're there.
That's why they're there. But like, think of it this way: the celebrities, these A-listers, are there to get awarded for what they're doing. Like, say, a award show, they're getting awarded. The influencers there to show them getting awarded.
Yeah, right.
So like, they're not getting awarded.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's like, I think that there is a big
disconnect,
a big discrepancy.
Yeah.
With that, and I'm not saying that influencers can't get into that limelight of, you know, celebrity and, like, you know, past thresholds and things like that. For sure, absolutely, that's definitely a thing. But to think that like A-listers and influencers are on the same like level. It's not. It's absolutely not. Like, yeah. So I think that these big celebrities that own beauty brands or just brands in general, and how they treat influencers is like, let me just like scratch their back, tap their back, so
and
that they
scratch mine and show the brand support. Right.
I'll give them a little support. They'll show my brand support,
and that's just what it is. It's
that's just the exchange. It's the business exchange
for them. Yeah, it's the business exchange. That makes sense. And that is it for this week's episode. Let us know what you guys think about each topic. And don't forget to catch us next week on Full Coverage, because we have a little assumptions coming to you.
Ooh, I can't wait.
It's going to get spicy.
I can't wait to expose you, Laura. That was great. I love that. What a great episode. What a great rapid fire that we had here today.
Yes, and we will catch you guys next week. So don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe.
Bye, guys. Mwah.